Every morning at exactly 8:10, Michael pushed his daughter Lily's stroller down Maplewood Avenue on their way to school. It was a simple routine, but it was the one thing that kept their small world stable after his wife passed away 2 years earlier. On that same road, he often noticed a young woman in a wheelchair attempting to cross the street near the pharmacy. Her blonde hair fell across her shoulders, and although she tried her best to hide it, her face always held a quiet struggle. One morning, her wheelchair got stuck on a crack in the pavement. Without thinking twice, Michael rushed to help her. She thanked him politely, her voice soft and tired. The next day, the same thing happened, her wheelchair jammed at the exact same spot. And then the next day. And the next. By the fourth morning, this routine had become something like a silent friendship. She would smile faintly when she saw him approaching, and he would instinctively move toward her wheelchair, helping her cross. Lily, bright and observant, began greeting her cheerfully each day. Yet still, he noticed there was something unusual, something hidden behind her eyes, like she wanted to say something but never dared. Michael didn't pry. He understood what untold stories felt like. After all, he carried his own. One morning, however, things felt different. When Michael bent down to adjust the woman's footrest, she forced a smile, one that didn't match her eyes at all. Her lips curved upward, but her gaze held pain so visible that it pierced him deeply. Lily ran up and greeted her as usual, but even she paused, sensing something was wrong. Michael spoke gently, "Are you all right?" For a moment, she didn't answer. Then she inhaled shakily. "People usually just walk past me," she whispered. "But you. You ask if I'm okay." Her voice trembled. Michael didn't want to intrude, but something inside him urged him to offer comfort. "You don't have to explain anything," he said softly. "Just know you're not alone." Tears gathered in her eyes, but she quickly wiped them. "I'm sorry," she murmured. "I shouldn't cry in front of a child." Yet Lily stepped closer and touched the woman's hand. "It's okay to cry," she said in her innocent, gentle voice. Something inside the woman's composure cracked. She looked away, biting her lip as if holding back years of bottled-up emotion. Michael noticed her hands shaking slightly and saw that her wheelchair was older than he first realized, scratched edges, loose screws, and a worn-out seat. She wasn't just struggling physically, she was barely holding her life together. And for the first time, he wondered if their daily encounter wasn't a coincidence. Maybe she came to this spot every morning not because she needed help crossing, but because she needed someone to notice she was hurting. The following morning, the woman wasn't at her usual place. Michael felt an unexpected heaviness in his chest as he scanned the street. Had she avoided him? Was she all right? But just when he was about to leave, he spotted her near the bench outside the pharmacy, her head lowered. "Good morning," he said gently. She looked up quickly, startled, as if she wasn't expecting anyone to care. "I didn't want to bother you today," she whispered. He shook his head. "You never bother me." She hesitated before speaking again. "My name is Emily," she said quietly, as if sharing something fragile. Michael introduced himself and Lily, and for the first time, Emily actually smiled, an honest smile, not the forced one she wore before. But then her expression darkened. "There's something I should tell you," she said. "I wasn't born like this. I had an accident last year. A driver hit me and I haven't been able to walk since." Michael listened carefully, his heart tightening. Emily's voice broke. "I lost my job. I lost most of my friends because they didn't know how to deal with me anymore. And I come here every morning because the street feels less lonely than my apartment." For a moment, Michael didn't know what to say. He understood loneliness more than she knew. "Thank you for trusting me," he said. "And for telling me your story." Her eyes softened with relief. "You're the first person I've told," she whispered. "The first person who stayed long enough to listen." In the days that followed, their morning encounters changed. Emily began opening up more, slowly, like someone learning to breathe again after being trapped underwater. Michael learned that she once dreamed of becoming a nurse but abandoned everything after her accident. He also learned that she felt guilty for needing help, even when she desperately required it. Michael shared his own story too, not all at once, but piece by piece. He told her about losing his wife, about raising Lily alone, and about how the mornings had been quiet and heavy until Emily became a part of them. Emily cried hearing his story. "You lost so much," she whispered. "Yet you're still kind." "Maybe kindness is the only thing that kept me standing," he replied. Lily, unaware of the deeper story, adored Emily and insisted on giving her little drawings to make her smile. And it worked. Emily's sadness slowly began to lift. One morning, when her wheelchair got stuck again, Michael crouched down to fix it. But this time, Emily didn't pretend to be fine. She let him see her embarrassment, her frustration, her exhaustion. "I hate being like this," she confessed. "I hate needing help." Michael looked up at her, his voice steady. "Everyone needs help sometimes. It doesn't make you weak." For the first time, Emily believed it. She felt her walls breaking. Not in a painful way, but like sunlight entering a dark room that had been closed for too long. On the 11th morning, something unexpected happened. When Michael approached, Emily wasn't sitting helplessly at the edge of the pavement. Instead, she was waiting with a small envelope in her hands. "This is for you," she said nervously. Inside was a letter she had written the night before, shaking hands, teary eyes, and all. In it, she thanked him for saving her in ways she never knew she needed. She wrote about how his kindness reminded her she was still human, still worthy, still seen. Michael's eyes stung as he finished reading. He looked up, and Emily's voice trembled. "You help me every morning, but you didn't know I was helping myself too. To choose life. To keep going." Before he could respond, Lily hugged Emily tightly, as if completing a circle none of them expected. Emily wiped her tears, then looked at Michael with a mixture of hope and fear. "I want to start trying again," she said softly. "Trying to live. Trying to trust. Maybe even trying to walk someday." Michael smiled, gently, warmly, the way someone smiles when they know a new chapter is beginning. "You won't be alone," he whispered. And from that morning on, the street didn't feel lonely anymore. Their meetings became something deeper, something healing. Three lives that had been drifting quietly in their own sadness finally found each other. And sometimes, the smallest moment, like helping someone cross the street, changes everything. Not because of what you do, but because of who you become for someone who needed you more than they ever said.